Straw again from Battlehammer, bringing you another unboxing of Dystopian Wars goodness. And today, as you can see, it's the Zhanmadao Battlefleet. I actually got a name right, only because I had to check. So, as usual, it's a meaty old box, this one. So, it comes with that inside it. So you get the Zhanmadao battleship itself, and then the two little ones, which are the, what are they, the Ziwi? Oh, the Ziwi, or they can be built as the Kwaishano. I don't know the difference between them, but we'll find out in a moment. And your SRS tokens. So compared to some of the other Battlefleet boxes, there's not a huge amount to have to deal with, but I mean, look how big that bugger's going to be. So, let's crack it open, shall we? I forgot my knife, so bear with. Never do this at home. Right, there we go. Right, take that out of the way. So, inside. What have we got? Let's crack it open and bum. So, as usual, your SRS token bases. Now they didn't show it on the actual box itself. As you can see these are on flying bases, but you couldn't tell if this was on a flying base or not. It is. I have concerns about that, but we'll get to that in a moment. So your two bases for the big uns, all your plastic jubs as usual, and then, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, Christ, 5, 6 of the sprues. They all looky the same. Oh no, I've already seen something nice there, so I'm just going to leave that there for a second. I'll just quickly check the others to make sure they are the same. Yeah, it looks like they are. Oh, she is going to be quite big because I can see what they've done. Okay, right, let's explain this to you then. Unfortunately, I have been sent the instructions this time, so what I can do is I can attempt to get one of these together for you. So as you can see, that's your main building block, as it were, for each of your ships. Now again, you can see from the back, just get it in there, that's your standard thing. Now it looks like there's going to be 4 of those and some connectors that make up the big in itself. So looking at this, that's going to be your main building block, and then it looks like, sorry, that's thunder, and it looks like these pieces are the sections that then go between these as your connection points. Something I already like, I presume it's for the different types of, oh, I don't know. That's a shame if they've got some lovely detail on these, okay, for where you're going to be building up your building on top of it. And you flip it over, and underneath it, on the reverse side, you've got like the landing bays for the SRS tokens. My question is though, if you do have that, how will you get to see the things? So obviously what I'm going to have to go do is attempt to look at building one of these and showing you what it actually looks like. Oh no, these connection points as well, by the look of it, I would have thought. Little walkways, they probably go around the main bit, but you've got your SRS tokens, you've got one of those on each, you've got all your turrets and things. But again, looking at it, I can't see where the turrets and things go. Oh, I see where the weapons and that go. So you need to have the weapons on the very top of the actual Zoe or the Queen the Quine Shao itself, and then you've got weapon systems that sit around there. Weapons all the way around. The big ship itself, she has got some sweet little abilities. I was just checking earlier. So she comes in at about 545 points, quite a lot. Mass of 5. So there you go. That tells you how big she's going to be. Gun batteries everywhere, alchemical cluster bombs, combat air patrols. It's got a decentralized systems. So at the start of each round, this unit may declare it's changed its heading. Nominate which side of the model is its unit's front. I quite like that. That saves you having to do lots of turns and stuff like that. Shield generator tower. This tower enables the unit's shield generator not to be limited to a maximum of 3 dice, and instead uses the vehicle's mass. Ooh, so it's a mass of 5. That's really good. Mine clearance and recon flight. But yeah, what weapons does she have? So she's got the gun batteries. Gun batteries can change to heavy alchemical rockets. Any unit can replace heavy broadsides with heavy quang. I think they're flamers, aren't they, or something? Model may gain the Japanese trait. Oh, if so, it must replace at least 1 heavy gun battery with the dojo. Ah, that's nice. You can use it in an Empire fleet or a Japanese fleet. Yeah, it's a lovely looking model, as usual. Not my thing, because I don't do the Empire fleet, but I know one member of the Battlehammer who is going to be ecstatic about being able to get his grubby little hands on these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go have a quick look-see and see how easy it's going to be to throw the big one together for you guys, so you can see how big it actually is. So come back in a bit. Hopefully we'll have a built model for you. Right, back then. That was a haul. So got it all put together. So what we're going to do first is to show you one of the littler ones. It's either the Quanshou or the Zawe. I think this is the Sky Fortress one because it hasn't got the ports for the fighters to go in. And as you can see, it's actually a nice little model. Okay, it's nice size, fits in the palm of your hand just right, and it's a nice little model. Until no, that is actually an okay model. You've got 2 points on there where you can put your let's zoom in a bit. Ooh, wrong way. Ooh, where you can put optional weapons, and I haven't put the broadsides into the broadside spaces yet because you've got 2 options for them. You can put the broadside cannons in, or like the other Empire, I think it's the flamey weapons, but I'm not going to put those on yet because I don't know how Gaz wants to paint it, whether he wants to get it all painted first and then magnetise it or whatever. So, and you get your gun thingy on top. It is actually a lovely little model. They've got all the underneath under it. I will come back to my only bugbear. Brrr. So that's one of your things. You get 2 of those. So this, I'm just going to show the big camera first, just so you can see it's a freaking size of a dinner plate. Okay, so that's my hand, right? There you go. That is the Zhanmadao herself. She is a beast. Really, what it's basically is basically made of 4 of the smaller ones with connection points around the centre section. So you basically build a whole load of these, and I find that a little bit repetitive for my poor little brain. But however, once you get it together, just take those guns off for a second. So you get it all put together. You've got extra little pieces that fit onto the sides. Again, I haven't put any of the guns along the edges yet because, as I said, I'll be shipping this over to Gaz, and he will then be painting it up in whatever colours he's painting up the Empire fleet for the battle hammer. It's big. It is a big model, but as again, you've got these little tiny little ports for other optional weapons, etc., etc. But this is my bugbear. Okay, you build it all, same with this one, same with the other one. The only differences between this one and the other one is here you will have a gap for your fighters. There'll be a gap on each end, and that's where your fighters will go in. This is my problem, you see, is once I haven't glued all of this part yet, because as I said, I don't know whether Gaz wants to paint these all up singly. So I can show you with this. So there, you see the difference between the front of that one and the front of that one. That's where your fighters come in and out. So you'll have one there and one the other end, right? And it'll be on one of these bases. But that's the problem, is the fact that you miss all of this lovely detail. You know, you've got the old yin-yang symbol in the centre, you've got the wooden walkway, you've got the fighters parked there, but you're not going to see it. Because, you know, this is for this one, that goes over it. And if that was just a single piece, which it normally is, and this goes over it, you don't get to see the detail. Which I think is a shame. Unless there's another build, which they haven't told us about yet, which would be sneaky, but it would be about right. So you do miss all that lovely detail. Because, as I said, this piece, no, not that piece, this piece goes over it, which I think is really sad, because you're missing out on a load of detail. And even if you put it onto the other one and swapped it upside down, it wouldn't go right, because that's where your plug goes for your floaty bit. So it does, surprisingly, it sits on its thing. It does sit on the base. I haven't glued it or anything, obviously. It does sit on it rather well, which I was expecting it to wobble about a lot more. I still think I personally would have preferred a round base for something like this, just to get a little bit more stability. But, you know, you stick all your gun turrets on it, and all your other little bits and pieces, because you've got your little, as I said, you've got little weapon ports, etc., that will go into those little pieces. And ones that you don't cover, there are little sets of steps that you can put up, so it looks like you're going into the thing. So, as I said, that floating onto the table, whoop, 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 with this little one as well, which I've now lost a piece for. Oh, there it is. It's going to be quite terrifying to see, to be brutally honest. But, I mean, because it's big. It really is big. I'll just pick it up again. So there's your little one there. As I said, it literally is a floating city. And it is really nicely done. As I said, it's just a shame at the moment, as far as I can work out and tell, you're not going to see that lovely inner detail, which I think is a shame, because someone's made the effort to design all that. So as I said, you can build Zawe and the other one, the Oshano, which are, there's a bastion, which this is the bastion, it's basically a big floating gun city, and the other one, which is the carrier for fighters. It's just a shame you only get to see that bit of detail. I don't know how you could work it so you could, because once you put this piece over it, it all disappears, which I think is a sad little thing. But saying that, it's a lovely model. Would it tempt me into getting an Empire fleet? It certainly would. Would I get an Empire fleet? No, because I don't want to have to build one of these again. Actually, once you build one of the bits, you know what you're doing. It's easy. You can crack it out fairly quickly. But for me, it's the repetitiveness of having to do that same piece 4 times to build that, and then another twice for the others. But, as usual, it's up to the typical Dystopian Wars and War Cradle quality. I expect no less, to be brutally honest. Do I want to see it on the table? Yes. Do I want to be facing it? No. So, so when Gaz gets the Empire fleet ready, which I think he's getting there, I'll allow Grant that pleasure of playing in, because I don't want to fight it. So there. So that's that unboxed. Again, as usual, thank you to War Cradle for getting this lovely piece of gorgeousness to us early. And I'll get it shipped off to Gaz and he can start slapping paint on it. So there you go. That's that. The Zhanmadao. Hopefully next month it'll be something simpler to pronounce. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, don't want to subscribe. You don't have to like and subscribe, but we would like it if you liked and subscribed. And until next time, stay hammered.